right now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Will we see any thunderstorms on your Thursday? I'll have the details.
New details are coming out in the Asiana Airlines crash. Also, the Boston Marathon bomb suspect was in court. Plus, House Republicans speak out on Obamacare. 18 Eyewitness News starts right now.
18 Eyewitness News starts now.
The pilots of Asiana Airlines Flight 214 are shedding some light on what went wrong in that deadly crash in San Francisco. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Fred Dawkins. Our top story on 18 Eyewitness News. On Tuesday, NTSB investigators revealed that new information on the pilots and their flying experiences may have been a part in the crash. George Thomas reports.
It was a last-minute discovery with a tragic outcome. The pilots of Asiana Airlines Flight 214 told federal investigators that they were relying on the plane's automatic throttle controls. They discovered too late that the plane had slowed far beyond the set landing speed.
He recognized that the auto throttles were not maintaining speed, and he established a go-around attitude.
The crash that followed killed 2 of the 307 people on board and injured hundreds of others. 5 people are still in critical condition with many serious spinal and internal injuries from being whipped back and forth as the plane spun.
Oh my God, maybe we're going to die right now, because it felt like it maybe would roll.
NTSB investigators say there were 4 pilots on board the plane at the time of the landing. 3 of them were on the flight deck. The supervising pilot had 3,000 hours of experience logged on the plane, but this was his first trip as an instructor pilot.
This was the first time that he and the flying pilot that he was instructing had flown together.
Still, in a press conference Tuesday, investigators cautioned the public from jumping to conclusions as to whether a mechanical or pilot error is to blame for the crash. The auto throttles are being looked into now, how they were working and how they were used.
The Senate Interim Committee on Medicaid Transformation and Reform hears testimony from the general public for the first time. The panel was established with the goal of reforming Medicaid by improving system efficiency, financial stability, and delivery of care. During testimony, Senator Robert Schaaf of St. Joseph talked about potential solutions that could reform Medicaid.
And when they try to go and get their disability, they get denied. We already have a program in place, and it's broken.
Senator Paul Livato of Independence also discussed the need for Medicaid reform.
If we look at simply the cost of Medicaid, we're going to be losing the idea that there's more cost on our prisons, there's more cost on our criminal justice. That's a pretty big thing for all of us to look at.
More hearings could take place before the end of the year. The American Civil Liberties Union is suing Pennsylvania to overturn the state's ban on same-sex marriage. The move comes 2 weeks after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down parts of the Federal Defense of Marriage Act that limited marriage to only between a man and a woman. The ACLU wants to legalize gay marriage in Pennsylvania and force the state to recognize the marriages of homosexual couples who wed in other states. Opponents say gay rights activists are using the courts to push their agenda rather than letting the people decide. Thomas Peters with the National Organization of Marriage said gay rights activists only support the voice of the people when they think it will go their way. The ACLU said it also plans to challenge the same-sex marriage ban in Virginia. 26-year-old Todd Patterson of Bismarck has been charged with forcible rape and first-degree assault. Court records indicate that a rape victim was taken to a local hospital in November where it was determined her injuries were too severe for treatment at that location. She was flown to a St. Louis hospital for bleeding on her brain and fractures to her facial area. A rape kit found that the woman had been sexually assaulted. The victim was able to identify her attacker as Todd Patterson. Todd was arrested at his home. His trial has been set as the #1 setting for March 6th and setting.
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Temperatures across the area ranging from about 85 in Potosi to about 90 in places like St. Genevieve and Piedmont to 92 in Cape Girardeau. Forecast this evening, Possibly some thunderstorms at 7 p.m. with temperature around 88 degrees, 81 by 9, by midnight down to 74. So we're dropping the temperature off just a little bit, but still on the warm side. How high will temperatures go on your Thursday? I'll let you know coming up later in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, the Boston Marathon bomb suspect was in court. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
The Boston Marathon bomb suspect Trezimir made his first appearance in court on Wednesday. 19-year-old Trezimir is charged with using a weapon of mass destruction in the 2 April 15 bombings that killed 3 people and wounded 264. The Czechian team was found hiding the next day in a dry-docked boat. On the walls of the vessel, Trezimir wrote a message accusing the U.S. government of killing our innocent civilians. Trezimir will come face-to-face with some of those who were injured in the attack as he enters a plea in a Boston courthouse. No trial date has been set. New details on 18 Eyewitness News. A new judge has been assigned and new motions have been filed in the case of a Fredericktown pastor, 69-year-old Carl Curitin. He's accused of third-degree assault and stalking. The case was originally assigned to Judge Robert Fulton, but prosecutors filed a motion for a change of judge. Court records indicate that Associate Circuit Judge Timothy Inman was assigned to the case, but the defense has already filed a motion to disqualify Inman since he is reportedly out of his office until July 18th. Curitin's legal counsel also filed a motion on July 5th to close all records related to the charges. The firm cited Missouri Sunshine Law related to investigative reports, saying the probable cause statement and the resulting charges fall under the category of investigative reports and should be closed records. Now, we'll continue to follow this case and bring you any new information on KDKZ18.com and 18 Eyewitness News. The Kennett Humane Department as well as the Kennett Police Department are searching for information after a dog was found shot on the side of a road. A boxer mix was found on the side of the road near the Barra Dodge with several deep cuts. After an x-ray, the veterinarian found the dog had been shot with several pellets. He had very little use of his hind leg. Anyone with information about who may have injured the dog is asked to contact the Kennett Police Department at 888-4622. A former suburban St. Louis middle school teacher has pleaded guilty to federal charges for secretly videotaping boys as they undressed in a camp shower. Sentencing is set for October 4th for 39-year-old Matthew Hansen of Winfield. He pleaded guilty Tuesday to 8 counts of attempted production of child pornography. Hansen also faces state charges for possession of child porn. Up next on 18 Eyewitness News, House Republicans speak out on Obamacare. 18 Eyewitness News, we'll be right back.
Here's Heartland Furniture and Appliance has been the leader in price for Restonic bedding. Whirlpool built Crosley appliances, Frigidaire appliances, sofa sets, recliners, accent furniture, and White's metal detectors. Same-day delivery with no waiting. We are fast becoming this area's leader in the home furnishing and appliance business. Need a little cash? Payday loans are available in each store. We'd love to have you come see us at one of our 3 locations on both sides of Main Street in Piedmont, Business 60 in Dexter, and next to Current River Ford in Donovan. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, 223-3200.
As I get ready to go into surgery, I remind myself what it's about. It's about God. It's about caring. It's about trust. It's about respect. It's about back pain. It's about neck pain. It's about questions. It's about answers. It's about people, not just patients. It's about you. It's about us. It is Heartland Spine. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
House Republicans spoke out against Obamacare on Tuesday. The Obama administration recently delayed the requirement for employers to provide health insurance until after the 2014 election. But Speaker of the House John Boehner says that's not good enough.
Today we sent a letter to the president asking him to justify delaying the employer mandate while leaving in place the mandate on individuals and families. Because if businesses can get relief from Obamacare, the rest of America ought to be able to get relief as well.
Boehner went on to say the president's decision to use the honor system to hand out subsidies opens up taxpayers to extensive fraud and abuse. He also says because of Obamacare, millions of full-time workers can find part-time jobs and health care costs will skyrocket. A new fire chief was elected Monday night for the Board of Clearwater Fire Protection District. The board elected Leo Giovanio during a closed session. The meeting lasted about 2 hours. Giovando has been with the department since about 1977. Last week, the rural fire chief, Josh Allen, and other members of the department resigned after allegations they took a fire department vehicle on a personal trip. The board said they are also looking into what they can legally do as far as changing out members. 2 of the firefighters that resigned last week are still on the board. The Clearwater Fire Protection District is separate from the Piedmont Fire Department. The interim Piedmont Fire Chief, Shane Babb, said he will be only in that position for about 2 months. The search continues for someone for that position. A Southwest Missouri man will be sentenced in November for killing 3 people in rural Camden County. Camden County Circuit Court Judge Ken Hayden on Tuesday found 54-year-old Morris McCabe guilty of 3 counts each of first-degree murder and armed criminal action in the deaths of Don Young, Don Myers, and Sally Amos. They were killed at Myers' home near Stoutland back in December of 2010. Prosecutors say McCabe shot Myers because he had previously dated McCabe's ex-girlfriend. Young and Amos did not know McCabe at the time. At the time of the murders, McCabe had been out of prison only 10 months for a murder he committed back in 1979. McCabe will be sentenced on November 12th. A burglary victim in Seattle was recently able to track down a culprit without having to call the cops. She only made 1 call to the perpetrator's mom. When Eliza Webb noticed her car had been broken into, she also noticed a black cell phone that wasn't hers. Webb figured out the phone belonged to a 19-year-old teenager, and she called his mom.
I said, "This is a very uncomfortable phone call to make. I have your son's phone and I'm missing some things out of my car, and I think they might be 2 related items."
Webb and her husband went to the teen's home. The couple quickly learned they weren't the only victims in the area. The teen and a friend had gotten drunk and broke into other cars in the neighborhood. So instead of calling the cops, Webb and her husband took the teens door to door to apologize to all of the neighbors. Webb said she just wanted the teens to own up and understand the consequences.
When we come back, I have your latest Storm Tracker weather forecast. Details on your Thursday coming up. We'll be right back.
More than 70% of the U.S. experience back or neck pain within our lifetime. For many, it goes away within 4 to 6 weeks, but some require more than just time. If you need help treating your back or neck pain, contact Dr. Frank Hayward at Heartland Spine Institute. Dr. Hayward is the area's expert in minimally invasive and laser spine surgery. Tiny incision, big results. Changing lives, saving lives. That's what we do.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
Welcome back. We do have a cloudy sky out there right now. Some pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we speak. 90 degrees is our current temperature, but it feels like 99 out there. Current dew point 74 with 58% humidity and a north wind at 7 miles per hour. Throughout southeast Missouri, we're seeing temperatures in the upper 80s in most areas. So it's definitely a warm one today, and it's been a warm one for the last couple of days, fueling these thunderstorms that we've seen all day. 87 right now in Columbia, 88 in Springfield, as well as in Kansas City, 87 in St. Louis, but a little bit warmer down in Cape Girardeau at 92. Our weather headlines look like this. Sunshine will be moving in for your Thursday. Looks like a little bit of cooler air as well. And your Sunday looks like it's going to be the next hot day here in southeast Missouri. Here's what our forecast entails for your Thursday. Plenty of sunshine. The rain scooted off to the south and west, or east rather. So we're going to see some nice weather for you Thursday. Forecast for tonight, 63 to 70 for your overnight low. Isolated thunderstorms, north wind 5 to 10. For tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, mostly sunny, 85 to 88. Looking ahead the next several days, we are going to see plenty of sunshine for the next 7 days. Temperatures ranging from 85 both tomorrow and Friday and Saturday to 90 on Sunday, 91 on Monday, near 90 on Tuesday, and then back in the mid-80s for your forecast on Wednesday of next week. Don't forget to get the latest weather information at our website, KDKZ18.com.
Keeping them guessing, not a good slogan for a marriage, as Dr. Bill Meyer explains on today's Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. If you stress out over money, you're certainly not alone. But you can understand why you do it, more importantly, how to stop. Tips ahead on Money Talks News.
We all need to take responsibility in our lives and start thinking about how do we want to be treated at the end of our lives. I would definitely say Serenity Hospice Care is an expert in their field. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's help a phone call away. If it were me and I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, absolutely, I would choose Serenity Hospice Care.
When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Armchair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Armchair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
If you're married, you're going to have conflict. That's a given. But as Dr. Bill Meyer reports in today's Focus on the Family, it's all in how you handle that conflict.
Nothing's wrong, yet I can tell there's a difference in her demeanor or whatever, that there is something wrong, and then it's a matter of, okay, how do you pry that out of you?
I think we give the silent treatment. We're like, okay, if you can read my mind and tell me why I'm mad, then maybe I'll talk to you.
Anyone who's been married for very long recognizes what they're talking about. The silent treatment. The cold shoulder, often given to husbands who've messed up but don't really know what they did. Of course, it can go the other way too, when a husband withdraws emotionally and refuses to engage with his wife. Either way, it's not productive.
It never solves the problem. It usually just makes it worse or gives you time to be selfish.
Really what you're doing when you're giving that silent treatment is you're punishing your spouse. And I'm going to make you feel miserable, so that you realize you should never do that again. It never addresses the conflict, it just creates more distance rather than bringing the two together.
There's definitely a more constructive way to work through conflict, and it all comes down to communication. You have to let your spouse know what's bothering you.
I'd say probably in over 50% of conflicts in marriage, the other person did something without realizing that they were hurting your feelings. So instead of showing that you're angry, actually communicating why. Let me tell you how I feel. Let's work it through.
And if emotions are just too hot to allow for that kind of communication, the Simons have found it wise to step back and give each other some space and time. But after a cooling off period, it's essential to come back together and work to resolve the issue.
We do better if we set a time. If we say, we can't talk about it now, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, we're going to talk this out.
I'm Dr. Bill Meyer for Focus on the Family.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Focus on the Family link. Money matters can create serious stress, but financial expert Stacy Johnson shows us some ways to stop the stress.
Mortgages and saving for your daughter, go to school.
3 children in college at the same time.
I don't stress about money because my parents have to.
Finances make you fret? You're not alone. The American Psychological Association says money is the #1 source of stress. 69% of us worry about it.
You're not going to get through life without ever worrying about money. But there are specific steps you can take that are going to reduce that money-related stress.
Step 1, get organized. Look at what you own and especially what you owe. Not knowing where you stand, that's stressful. Step 2, track your income and expenses. Not knowing whether you're spending more than you're making, also stressful. Step 3, have a goal. It's easier to reach a destination when you know what it is.
Step 4, use technology. Things like banking apps, budgeting programs, expense trackers, investment calculators. It's all online, and most of it's free.
And one final step, if you don't know, learn. Understanding things like your 401k or stocks is going to reduce your worry. And if you can't understand it, hire someone who does. Just be sure they're paid by the hour and not by commissions.
Bottom line, if you're feeling a lot of stress about money, you need to take more control. And when you do, you're going to feel a lot better. Now what you need is some specific tips and advice that are going to help you control your money. And you're going to find them right here at moneytalksnews.com. Just do a search for money stress. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
Like Stacy said, he's got a lot of information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com. Click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
For 15 years, Heartland Furniture and Appliance has been the leader in price for rest-onic bedding. Whirlpool built Crosley appliances, Frigidaire appliances, sofa sets, recliners, accent furniture, and White's metal detectors. Same-day delivery with no waiting. We are fast becoming this area's leader in the home furnishing and appliance business. Need a little cash? Payday loans are available in each store. We'd love to have you come see us at one of our 3 locations on both sides of Main Street in Piedmont, Business 60 in Dexter, and next to Current River Ford in Donovan. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, 223-3200.
This is Sports Zone.
Backed by a 7-run cushion through the first 5 innings, Adam Wainwright cruised right to his 12th win of the season, striking out 9 and allowing just 1 run in 7 innings as the Cardinals defeated the Houston Astros 9-5 Tuesday night at Busch Stadium. Wainwright improved to 13-1 in 15 career starts against Houston. His 1.56 ERA against the Astros is his lowest against any team. He has won 7 consecutive starts against the former National League Central rival, and his lone loss to the Astros coming on August the 2nd of 2009. His 12th win ties him for the National League lead. The 75th Missouri Women's Golf Association's Amateur Championship at Old Kinderhook in Camden, Missouri got underway on Tuesday. The Heat didn't bother defending amateur champion Ellen Port, shooting even par 71 with 3 birdies and 3 bogeys, giving her the lead by 2 strokes over the 2011 champion Catherine Dolan and McCall Christopher of Lee Summit. The 2010 amateur runner-up Catherine Choate trails by only 3 shots after a lengthy hiatus from golf. Brooke Cusimano of St. Louis shot 78, and Mizzou's Laura Kraft carded a 79. And James Shields gave up 3 straight hits to start the game and 4 total hits in the first inning, but escaped by allowing just 1 run. From that point on, Shields would shut down the Yankees' bats at the Royals won 3-1 Tuesday night at Yankee Stadium. Shields allowed 1 more hit and 2 more walks over the next 6 innings and retired the final 13 batters he faced. Tim Collins pitched the 8th, and Greg Holland closed out the 9th for his 22nd save. And that's today in sports. Guys, it's back to you at the news desk. I'm Aaron Cox.
Folks, thanks for joining Dustin and me today on 18 Eyewitness News. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Until then, have a blessed day and evening, everyone. God bless.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@DawkinsBroadcastGroup.com.